Okay, we are chugging on through these. Next up is the Transfiguration. Fucking spoilers right here and now for the rest of the review. 5 out of 5. I love this film. I love a movie where within the first 10 minutes, I'm like, I can tell it's like this is one of my favorite. This is gonna be one of my favorite films of all time now. Um, God, I adore the Transfiguration. It has similar vibes, I would say, to if you've ever seen I Am Not a Serial Killer. Um, it's just God, it's fascinating. It's a modern vampire story or a realistic vampire story, where we're exploring. It's this kid, this teenager who is really into vampires, like really into vampires, like too into vampires. And it's sort of one of those chicken and egg things where you wonder it's like what came first, his obsession or his delusions. Like, but this character, this kid who find himself compelled to drink blood. He feels like he needs to. And from that he starts studying vampires, and he's a vampire. I mean, obviously he's not supernatural, but like he's a person who is compelled by hunger or desire or just whatever to murder people and drink their blood. And like that's not a spoiler, by the way. Like within the first 5 seconds, he's killed and drank the blood of a man. And it's just really, really eerie, really interesting look into like his into like this weird little kid, um, and like where his delusions and like that's really the question that I was thinking afterwards. Is I was like trying to find. I was like, oh, is it a vampire film? I was like, yeah, it's a vampire film because he is, by all accounts, a vampire. He is a creature who murders people and drinks blood from their jugular veins. But it's so interesting. You see this character and like he's so quiet and creepy and weird. This lead actor is fantastic in the role, by the way. He really sells creepy and just like put like a kid who like really puts you off. But at the same time, you see him like his like intimate moments, and like, he's actually really sweet, and that's a creepy combination. Um, but he's it's this fascinating thing where he falls for his girl, as they get to know each other. Like he starts getting his humanity back, so, or he starts questioning his own like processes and whatever. It's a really really interesting, just like diving the psychology of this vampire. Anyway, as I was saying earlier about this is a vampire film. It's a realistic look into where these delusions become reality. Because like I mean, there's all these different movies with different rules for vampires. Like sometimes they can go in the sun, sometimes they can't. Sometimes they need to drink blood. Sometimes they can eat other things, whatever. But I mean, like this is a character who, like, by all accounts, acts like a vampire and is compelled to do the same things as a vampire and is as dangerous as a vampire. Um, One thing they really do that I think sells it a lot is he's super quiet and like he has a habit of like just appearing behind people in a creepy way. Oh my mic. He's just a really spooky kid. Um, and I really love like the cinematography is gorgeous. It's handheld, but it's like it's always like really in the area. You're really like in corners and like in rooms. It feels very intimate. You feel like you're a voyeur in this space and like this story. Um, my only complaint with the film is near the end they did have a fake out fantasy sequence murder where he imagines killing someone and just cuts out like what are you looking at? One of those things. Those are kind of cheap. That one it did get me though. I was like, oh my god, and then like cut back. Like, oh okay. Um, but yeah, it's just a fascinating vampire story. Oh, I was like looking for videos on. I couldn't find anything. Everything. Just searching Transfiguration either gets you trailers for this movie or stories about the Transfiguration of Christ. Not getting into that. But I was really looking for like video essays on it because I'd love to see like a black YouTuber's take on this or as to what it says about race. Because the main character is black and his girlfriend's white, and like later on in the film, I realized, oh, I think like all of his victims have been white so far. I it's an interesting. Like he lives in a bad neighborhood in the ghetto. There's a gang out front, and like this asshole white college couple tries to buy drugs from him. It's I don't know. I'd really love to see a take on like this movie's view on race, but I'm not educated enough or to speak on it. Um, but yeah, God, it's really gorgeous, really like desolate. What was I gonna say? There's another thing I was gonna say. Yeah, it's just a really interesting, creepy vampire film. I love it a lot. It's a great movie. Oh, one thing I really like, just a running gag. He lives with his brother. The main character is Milo. He lives with his brother Lewis. Um, and whenever you see his brother is always on the couch watching TV. And I don't know why this is so funny to me, but you always hear TV, and it's always on a commercial or he's never watching a TV show. It's always, I don't know why. That was just hilarious to me. I also really love how the movie starts with Milo killing and someone drinking their blood, and as if that didn't get the point across enough, like later on you see him eating Fruit Loops and watching like a video of like hyenas tearing his other part. It's a really strong, creepy kid in homeroom vibes. I love it. Uh, but yeah, I really really like this movie. Great movie. Um, 5 out of 5. I already said that, but yeah, I love the Transfiguration. Bye.